It may not have been the clearest video, but I got some thoughts to share. So just buckle up and let me share them with you.
You're gone, gone. You're gone to far away and leave me with your beautiful memories. Now you're gone.
Hello, it's Joe Delaney here. I wanted to come on here right now because I'm going through the car wash. Y'all can see, y'all can hear. I'm going through the car wash and it brings back memories. When I was young, me and my brother and sisters, we would, I don't know if you can hear me, but hopefully you can. When we were young, we used to go into the city from the small town. We would go into the city, which at the time I didn't know why. It was every 2 weeks, every other weekend. We would go into the city, and the first thing we would do when we would go to the city, my parents would go and wash the car, whatever car we were in at the time. We would go first to the car wash, and then after that we would go to the mall, have a day at the mall, and then we would go out to eat. This was every other weekend, and at the time I never understood why, but it was something that was instilled in me because it was a car wash, like a full service car wash. We would get out of the car, they would vacuum, they would clean the car, and we would get back in the car and we would go have our Saturday. And I knew it was every other weekend, but it was a treat to us, right? It was a treat to us, and it was something that just was instilled in me in doing that. Now that I got older, ever since my son was little, I would take him to the car wash to wash the car. He enjoyed going through the car wash, right? He enjoyed going to the car wash, and it was something that we actually, it was this thing because he would not call it a car wash. I don't know why. He would say, "Mom, but it's a wash," and I would say, "Yes, but it's a wash for the car." And he's like, he would argue. He's always been very analytical, right? He's a math whiz kid. And so he was very analytical thinking. And so he always refused to call it. He's like, you don't call it, you call it a washer. You don't call it a clothes washer. Like, you don't. He would argue the fact that I called it a car wash, and he refused. He would always refuse to call it a car wash. We used to do videos. I used to record him of us arguing because I would try to get him to call it a car wash, and he would not. But anyway. The point of it is that I just always have loved to keep my car clean, and it's something that I've instilled in my son, that regardless if you don't have the best of things, you keep it clean. And that's something that I learned. That's one of the things that I learned growing up, because every other weekend, well, one day I was talking to my dad, and I was telling him, you know what, Dad, now as an adult, I understand why we went every other weekend out to eat. It was the only time we went out to eat, and we would go and wash the car. Well, it was because that's when my parents were paid. They were paid bi-weekly, and so when they got their paycheck, that's when they went and splurged on us kids. Isn't that something? And I remember talking to my dad about it, and he said, "You never knew that?" And I said, "Well, how would I know as a child? I didn't know. Not until now I'm an adult." That's how. And I always wondered, like, they do it. We were 6 kids. You just make a way. And you, as a kid, that child doesn't know. And they gave us that little joy, that little weekend outing. I wanted to share that because as a parent, as a single parent, sometimes if we have to make ends meet and we feel we don't have a lot to provide for our kids or to do the extras for them, what we have to realize is the little we do for them, it will make a big difference even if we're not able to do a lot. It's not If you ever notice a child will play with a box more than with the expensive toy you try buying them, it's not about what we are buying or what we are doing monetarily for our kids. It's the fact that we're in there trying our best and spending that time to do for them. Don't ever feel like the little you have or the little that you're not able to do or the big amount that you're not able to do. It all will matter in the long run for them. As always, I have to let you guys know, keep pushing through with me. We are stronger together. Trust and believe.